Hi, hello. So I'm finally sitting down and doing my everyday office workwear makeup. It's pretty easy and simple. Probably the longest part will be this little intro, but I did want to sit down because I think some people struggle with like how much makeup is too much makeup in the office or how much like is too little makeup. It's like that weird balance. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been doing and what works for me. It takes me about like 15 minutes in the morning, just depending on how slow and groggy I'm feeling, or how maybe sometimes I want to do my eyebrows a little extra, or I throw in a winged liner, those kinds of things. So I'm just going to show you like the very like base simple everything that I do, and then you can build onto it, you can take it down. So yeah, let's just jump right in. And for those who are watching this on here but are more so story goers on Instagram, I'm gonna put this full video on my blog, but then I will have it like sped up and probably like an Instagram stories or an IGTV, for those of you who hate my voice and don't want to hear me talking but do want to see what this is. So yeah, and excuse my hair. Okay, we're gonna jump in. So I usually use an e.l.f. primer. They're super cheap and they work for me. This one is the Soothing Face Primer. It comes in a little blue bottle, so I just put that all over my face, and I do notice I do notice a difference when I do wear a primer and when I don't, because by the end of the day when I get home from work, if I don't wear it, my foundation is like cracky or just like starting to get a little flaky, all that jazz. And then while that's setting in, I go in with the Mario Badescu facial spray. This one is the one with like rose water, the pink one. I just kind of like how it feels on the skin, so I do that. So yeah, get a nice little face mist. Okay, so once that's setting in, I do have a damp beauty blender here. But I like to go in with a foundation brush first. I just like the way it looks with a foundation brush, and then going back over with the beauty blender. So I'm going to be using, this is the IT Cosmetics foundation brush. I really do like this one. And then because I got a little tan over Memorial Day weekend, I've had been mixing in. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC cream, and as you can tell, it's a little bit darker. And then I'm also using the Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation, and you can see it's a bit lighter. So I've been having to mix the two recently because I did get a little tan over Memorial Day weekend. So I just put it on the back of my hand and then take my foundation brush, and then I leave a little bit on the back of my hand for the beauty blender and kind of like for touch-ups later on, like down the road, but majority of it does go on with the brush. Again, this is like one of the longer steps. This and eyebrows is probably the two longest steps in the routine, but I absolutely hate like not blended in foundation, as I'm sure most people do. So I just really take my time making sure it's all blended in. I would rather, spend an extra 2 minutes or so, not even, blending in my foundation, then go to work, look in the mirror, and be like, wow, I look like a clown. So yeah, so like I said, majority of it does get done with the brush, and then I like to let that set in whilst I do my eyebrows. And I've currently been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and mine's in the color Soft Brown, and I just go in, fluff them through a little bit. I have like pretty naturally thick eyebrows. I did not follow the trend in middle school and pluck them until they were dead. Thank you, past me, for not doing that. So I kind of go in through and fluff them. And then I've been using this Tarte Busy Gal Brows, in the color taupe. And it's kind of like a brow tint. So it does a lot of the work for me instead of having to do all of it with the Brow Wiz. I'll just go in. Obviously you can see like what a difference it makes already. It's not, for me, it's not like a one and done. I do have to go back in with the pencil and do like some touch-ups and like fill in the front where I want it a little bit more precise. But this is a great little time saver if you do have like thicker brows like myself, or if you have like microblading or like whatever, where you can just like swipe this bad boy on. Okay. And then I go back in with the Brow Wiz and just brush out that. Like I said, my foundation and brows are what take the longest, just because to me they're the most visible thing about your face. So anyways, and obviously I'm talking through this, so it's going to be longer. So I just go in and kind of shape the front. This is not a good angle, wow. But I just kind of go in and like shape the front to how I like. Okay, one down. Try and show y'all, but okay. So we got them bad boys on there, and I am a big supporter of the sisters not twins, because that would take an insane amount of time for me to get my eyebrows to look like twins. So anyways, so this is when I go back in with my damp beauty blender and pick up the rest of the foundation, and I just kind of put it more so on like trouble spots, like around my mouth is where my foundation tends to like slip off during the day or crack, mainly because I like, you know, put my hands there. So I just kind of go back through and make sure everything's pressed in, get it up into the earlobes, down onto the neck, all those bad things. And then this is also where I kind of go in and clean up my eyebrows a little bit if like my lines have gotten like a little crazy. So I'll just go in and kind of just take it and like do one of those bad boys with it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of clean it up. I'm probably swiping away some foundation when I do this, but I don't really know. I'm no makeup expert. This is just what I do. Okay. So once you feel like that is blended in and good, I then go in with this Thrive Cosmetics Brilliant Eye Brightener. It came in a FabFitFun box, and I was like, I just need to use this. It's actually pretty nice. I just put it all over the lid, all the way up to the eyebrow. So that kind of just acts like there's like, so I just have something on my lid, without like, yeah, so because I have pretty veiny lids, but I just like to put something on there. So then this is this is the OG Naked palette, and so it's like very worn. I'm missing, it's just bad. I just take a very like neutral brown, kind of the color of my eyebrows, and just go into in the corner, kind of the socket, and then just blend it out all over, kind of all over the eyelid, up like into the crease, but just make sure it's like super blended, just so I have a little something on the eyelids. It just adds a little something. There are definitely some days I go to work and I don't put anything on my lid, just the eye brightener, but recently I have been going in with a nice little brown just for a little dramatics at work. There we go. Okay. So then I don't really wear eyeliner to work. It just takes too much time for me, and I think it makes my eyes look closed as is. So I just go in and curl my lashes. And I've been using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I like this one for the most part, I will say. I think it is a little clumpy. So what I have done sometimes is go in with a different mascara first that I know is more so like separating, and then go in with this. I don't have one right now, so we're just gonna go in. Woo! That was fun. Okay, so we're having a little technical malfunctions, but anyways, I just put some mascara on. I think it's dramatic enough for me for the office, but it's not like false lashes. Yeah, I just think sometimes office wear, it can go a little too far, and it's like, we're not here, this is not a beauty show, okay? Like, I mean, if you work in the beauty industry, like, full glam, yes, go for it. But when you're working in a corporate setting, like myself, I don't want to be distracted by your goddamn pink eyeshadow and your 5 million lashes, okay? Like, we're all sitting around doing our Excel workbooks. Nobody needs to, like, go all out. But I do like my lashes to look nice. Anyways, besides the point. So I do that, and then I'll usually clean it up with like a Q-tip or whatever, and then I go in with a concealer. And again, this was in like a FabFitFun or like an influencer box that I got. Did not purchase this with my own money, but I have been using it. It's the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. And so, and I obviously I like it enough to like continue to use it, even though I didn't pay for it. So I just like kind of dot it under there, and that's really the only place I put concealer for the work week, unless I have like a giant ass pimple. But for me, this is more so being like, yes, I am awake. So yeah, just blend it in with the damp beauty blender again. I'll kind of do like that just to clean up the edges of that brown eyeshadow as well. And then kind of make it into a little bit. And then again, I just kind of like put excess product like any other where, like down the nose, up here, you know. Just doing the most with it. And then I like, again, I get like nervous that it's gonna get cakey or whatever, so I take the other end of the beauty blender that doesn't have any product on it, and I go back in and just bounce that in there to take away any cakiness or whatnot. Yeah. Okay. So we're done with the eyes. As you can see, it's like very simple, but it's like there is something there. I don't use powder. I don't set my face with anything. It's just like, I used to have, I don't even know, like powder just used to not be my friend. So maybe we'll try it again one day, but I think it's a necessary step for me. Okay. So then we are on to face. Normally during this time I clean my hand, like get my curling wand ready or whatever. Coffee break. And so then we're gonna go into face. I love this NARS palette. Unfortunately, I do think it's discontinued, but you can find similar ones. It's the NARS NARS Orgasm Infatuation. So it has the Laguna bronzer, the Orgasm blush, and then the Orgasm highlighter. Like OG, if you are a NARS lover, this is great stuff. So I always go in with a little bit of bronzer. So we're gonna take Laguna on just it's like a brush from Target. I don't know. I just liked it because the more white hairs there are on a brush, usually that means like the lighter the application is gonna be. And for me, with bronzer being pale, I need light application. I don't want to be like, you know. So take this bad boy, dust off the excess a little, and I just go right in underneath my cheeks just to give a little glow. And then again with the excess, kind of go up onto the temples. Sorry for the lighting, it's a little odd. So yeah, we just kind of go right in there. We're gonna do the same on the other side. I don't do the fish face, but I kind of, whichever side of my face I'm working on, I just move my cheeks over like that, you know, just so you can see it a little better. And then again, taking it up onto the temples. And then I take like 1 or 2 little dabs and go down my neck, because my neck is pretty pale. Just kind of underneath, just kind of, this is a great like all over bronzer. Like it's not necessarily a contour color, so it's a great little like all over bronzer. Okay, and then I don't really use blush that often because my cheeks naturally have like rosacea in them, but I love this highlighter. So I'm gonna go in and do that just right there on the top of my cheeks, and then again going around. As you can see, like my placement with makeup outside of like eyebrows is just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna slap this on here. You know, like it doesn't need to be super precise. If anything, I like everything to kind of flow all together. Okay, so that's kind of what we're working with. So that is basically it. And then I usually put on like a little chapstick while I go change and whatnot, but this is basically it. And then I do take the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Mist. Looks like these. $16 at Ulta. It works for me, girl. I like it. It's nice. So we just spray that all over. Feel like James Charles. Just kidding. And I fan myself. And yeah, that's basically it. I usually will throw on a lip, like a nude lip of some sort. Actually, let me go find a nude lip. Okay guys, here is the final everyday office look. I did my hair and then threw on some normal people clothes, and then I added a lip, and the lip I used was just this Morphe liquid lipstick, I think, in Schoolgirl. I've been really liking it because it's like, it's a nude, but it still kind of like pops, especially with everything else going on. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the little synopsis on here. If you want to check out my full video, it will be up on my blog in the blog post, which I will probably talk about later. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.